Hello there. Today I wanted to show you or share with you my opinion or the ranking of the Vermintide 2 maps, um, but only referring to the base game. So we have 13 maps in total, and I want to rank them from favorite maps I like to play, the neutral ones, to the maps I dislike to play, and to the maps I absolutely hate. Yeah, so let's start. So, first map to rank is the Skardergate. So, let's see, it's definitely one of my favorite maps. What can I say? You start with these giant base camp of the Skaven, all the constructors down deep under the map, under Helmgard, and you walk through this boss area and you see this massive centerpiece, the Skardergate, which is a portal to Norska. You travel to it and you're, as mentioned, in Norska. And it's a great snowy design. I really like it. So much going on there, so many Chaos Warriors. And I like that this map is divided in the first part of the Skaven and the second part to the Norska, since it's their territory. And you not only have one, but you have two boss fights. The first in Norska against the Gatekeeper, and once you turn down the gate on the Norska side, you still go back through it to the final boss fight against the Prophet and his red ogre with these giant rattling guns on his arms. It's a great fight. You have to play ping pong with the boss, and I really like that you have to fight these Chaos Warrior-like Gatekeeper, which transforms mid-fight into a Chaos Spawn. I think the map design is great, it's very fun to play, it's definitely one of my favorites. Next in line we have the War Camp, another boss map, and for me it's a neutral map. I don't like to play it too much, but I also don't dislike to play the map. I think the map design itself is very fitting for the Rotbloods. You have to walk through a swamp to reach the base camp, which is really great and a wide area. And at the end, you have to face their champion Bedvar in his arena. You stand there and he tells you he will fight you alone because you're weak and what else, but obviously he doesn't. One thing that bothers me is that this map is harder to play on Legendary than it is on Cataclysm. Legendary is in the arena at the end. Bedvar summons a lot of help and you have to fight him and a lot of Chaos Warriors and other Rotbloods that help him. But there's nothing going on Cataclysm. I don't know why. I think it's still bugged. I can't imagine that it has to be this way around. It probably should be the other way around, that you have to face more enemies on Cataclysm than you have on Legendary. But so it's not so well balanced, I think. So, yeah, it's for me a neutral map. So, Festering Grounds. I will put this in the lowest tier. Hate is maybe the wrong word for it, but I really have no fun when playing this map. Oh, gosh. I mean, it's another swamp map, like Warcamp, but a bit different, a bit larger. The map design, again, really fitting for the Rotbloods, no doubt. But yeah, it's a wide area, a lot of swamp, as I say. It's nice designed, but it's no fun to play for me, especially when you have to go through the swamp to get the Tomb of Gulmagarg, and you have to split up these Nurgle pulches, pustles. Sorry, pustles. Yeah, one has to go around and shoot these open or hit them open, depending on your character. And the rest of the team is likely to protect the person doing it. And so, yeah, your team is divided, and some of you have to force all these troops coming at you, which can be very confusing and overwhelming sometimes. And I mostly fail this mission with random teams. So I guess with a random team it's less coordination, and so there's probably a high failure rate, which probably makes me to not liking this map. After you beat the end event and you have to find the Bridge of Shadows, I think it's a great idea that some of these escape routes implode and you have to choose one of the three paths there are. So, Empire in Flames. A fitting name, I think. Our heroes are visiting the town of Ussingen, where the Rotbloods are storing their loot. And our task is to blow up the whole manor where the loot is stored. So, where to rank it? I dislike to play this map, actually. I think it's a great idea to visit the town and see all the carnage that was there, but no. I don't like it from a gameplay perspective. Yeah. I think the idea of the town, like I said, is great, but I don't know. I don't like to play it. It's not fun. I like the city design. It's cool that you run around there, and yeah, but that's it. It's just a town. It's destroyed, and that's it. Yeah, it doesn't get me. And I really don't like the end event. You have to go around in the town and find all the black powder to blow up the manor, which is a really nice thing. It's very cool to blow the things up. But, meh, I don't like it at all. So, I'll place it in the dislike to play. Against the grain. I think it's a special one to have a farm map in this game. So, it's definitely one of my favorite maps. I really love this map. The whole design, you start up with a field and the sun is shining, and you have to go through the wheat to get to the farmer houses. Really great. I loved it. Yeah, you have to go through one farm to another. You follow the trail that the monster has set. And you finally find the monster at the barn, which you have to keep open. You have to fight it off before you can go on. And at the end, you have interaction with the farmers that live there. I think it's really great to have an interaction with other humans in the game, so that there are not only the Skaven and Rotbloods and later on the Beastmen, but also real people that you can still help, that they aren't lost. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite maps. So next we have Into the Nest, another boss map. And I like to play this map. I think it's a great idea to put the Skaven camp in an old dwarven fortress. It reminds me a bit of Carrack 8 Peaks. And it's fitting that you have to face a Skaven warlord at the end. So it's reminding me a bit of Creek and Carrack 8 Peaks, like I said. It's a really great map design with all this dwarven architecture, and yeah, it's nice to have a Skaven only map fitting to the boss, like you have. Yeah, you don't have something similar to the Noska. You can have Skaven in both of the Noska boss levels. So I think it's very fitting to fight off Skaven in a Skaven boss fight map. Down in the Skaven fortress, it's all great. not one of my favorites, but I really like to play it. The boss fight itself is a bit, yeah, it's a bit dull, I think. You just hit him and he's really fast with two swords, or he does a heavy sweep attack with his glaive. But yeah, nothing really special about it. But it's fine the way it is. So Fort Bruxenbrücke. It's for me a neutral map. It's nothing special for me, nothing that makes it extra good or extra bad in my opinion. So you have to fight your way through a forest to find a secret entrance to the fort itself, where you have to fire a cannon at the plague claw catapults that are firing towards the fortress itself. And it's an interesting lore design, I think, to have the fort the last stand before the troops of the Skaven and the Chaos Warriors reach Helmgard. Yeah, but it feels empty, I think. You have the forest itself, the way to it, all fine, across the river, and then you visit this fort and it feels so empty. There's nothing around there, nothing yet you can see. With the looks of humans who live there that may be captured or something, it's just empty. But it's a fine map, it's okay, but nothing special. Ring them bells, as me mother used to say, like Lona says it in the introduction of the next map. We have the Screaming Bell. It's definitely a map I like to play. So you're visiting the town, and the Skaven have put up this gigantic Screaming Bell to power the magic, and your task is to put the whole damn thing down. It's a great town map, I think. I like it more than I like Empire in Flames, for example. Yeah, it's cool. It's very dark. You have to infiltrate it at night, or at least in the evening. And you have to fight your way through the whole town. You visit a lot of places, like the marketplace. And in the end, you have, like I said, take down this whole damn gigantic bell. Which is interesting. You have 3 different points to cut down the chains that holds it. And then it falls down and through the escape gate breaks through a rat ogre that you have to fight off before you can escape through the Bridge of Shadows. And once you go down there where the rat ogre came from, you can still see the bell lying on the ground after you put it down. So it's not like it disappeared on a magical way or something. It's still there, and you can visit it after you destroyed it. So yeah, I really like this map. The next one is Afelyenui. I hope I said it right. So you've got your forest map, and I dislike to play it. I don't like this map. It's a big giant forest. You run through it and everything looks almost exactly the same. You have woods on the one side, you have woods on the other side, and you just run there and it all looks the same. You reach the temple, which is nice made, I think, but it doesn't look so much elfish. Or at least the temple that you find in the mid of the map. Later on in the end event, yeah, that's a bit more fitting, but it's nothing special that shows off that it's a wood elf temple. I mean, it could be human architecture as well. And what I dislike also is the end event itself. You have to pull up these 3 switches, and there's one person again that has to press these switches, and the rest of the team has to stand around there and protect the person doing it. It's like a bit like Fort Bruxenbrücke, but I think this one is worse since you have a very low area to avoid attacks. So you're first forced to keep the team around a very small area where you can move and where you can try to avoid attacks, and you have to stand your ground. So yeah, I'm always happy when I don't have to play this map. The last boss map we have is Helscourge, and I like to play this one. It's again another town map. You have to go through the city to find the boss and eliminate him. And yeah, the town itself looks really nice. It's still in a good shape, according to the Skaven and Chaos marauding there. And yeah, you have to go through it, find the end boss of this level. The closer you get to it, the more pestilence and Nurgle pustules you see that corrupted the city. The end boss itself is very cool. It's a chaos sorcerer plaguing around, either with these pestilence copies of himself shooting at you, or with this giant blightstorm he summons. I think it's a nice design, and I like that he teleports around the arena and not just standing there and spamming his attacks. So yeah, it's a great map. I like it a lot. So we are down to 3 maps left to go. Hunger in the Dark. I would say for me it's a neutral map. I don't like to play it as much as the other maps here in this category, but I also don't dislike it too much. Yeah, you start outside, it's cold, it's in a snow area, and you go into a mine, and it's all dark, it's all under Helmguard. And yeah, that's probably it about this map. You have to follow the trails, again with a card with black powder, like Empire in Flames, but you have to follow this card like around, I would say, 85% of the map. And the thing is, you have to follow this card so that you can blow up the Bile Trolls at the end of the map. Yeah, it's nothing special for me. It's okay designed, I think. It's your typical dark Underdays map. Yeah, the really exciting part is the end event. You have to push the card, and a lot of forces of Skaven and Chaos Warrior come in to stop you. And you ring a bell for defeating the troll, for feeding to the trolls, and one shows up at the bridge, and he's coming at you, and you have to defeat him. And once you did it, you can escape outside again. And while you do so, you can see that the other gates for the trolls are opening. They come in towards the cart that you filled with black powder, and they all die in a big explosion. Which is really cool, but again, it's nothing special about this map. So, Convocation of Decay. That's an easy one. It's my absolute hate map. I hate it so much. God damn it. So, what's about it? You start at the Hospice of Shelia, and your task is to interrupt the ritual of the Rot Bloods. And oh, damn it. That's a hell of a ride. You have to go deep down to the sewers under the hospital and to find the ritual place. The idea is okay, I think, but how it's done, it's terrible. Wow, god damn it. The design of the sewers and the hospice itself is very fine, but which makes it an absolute hate map for me is the event in the end. To disrupt the ritual, you have to stand in a very small circle where the ritual is taking place, and you have to stay inside the circle to interrupt it. And the middle of the ring that you stand is filled with pestilence, where you can't move fast, and your shields are decaying, so you can't block properly if you just stand in this goo. And it takes so much time for you to interrupt it, and there's so much forces and specials coming to you to get you. A lot of Chaos Warriors, a lot of Globadiers, Rattling Gunners, Assassins, everything's going, and you have almost to zero space to avoid. It's so damn hard, and it's failed so often when I played with random guys. So yeah, definitely the worst map in the game for me. The last but not the least map, Righteous Stand. And it's definitely one of my favorite maps in the whole game. What can I say? It's another town map. You have to go through the town to find the Temple of Sigmar, and again ring some bells. I think the town itself is great designed. It's a very bright design, similar to the Helscourge map. Yeah, you will meet a lot of enemies, of course, on the way, and you have to fire your way through with a cannon that is hanging around there. And once you reach the temple, you ring the bell, and the temple gates close, and a lot of enemies are spawning, but that's all going as is planned. And yeah, over the time, the statue of Sigma in the middle is going up, and you can see a secret tunnel under it. And as time passes, the statue of Sigma will enlight the hammer, the Helden hammer, and at the end it will explode, all your enemies die, and Sigma once again saves the day. So yeah, definitely cool design. It's a very well designed map, I think, and it's one of my favorites. So that was it from my side. Feel free to share your opinion on your favorite or least favorite maps, and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.